Hello, my name is Brian Portillo, and I'll be presenting our group's topic for today, which is the effect on Achilles tear or rupture in athletic performance. So starting here in the introduction, the Achilles tendon is located and connects the gastrocnemius calf muscle to the calcaneus heel bone. It is the longest tendon in the body, and the lower limbs really depend on this tendon to perform a lot of high velocity movements such as jumping and quick changes of direction, which could lead to an injury. So speaking about the tear itself, there are surgical and non-surgical treatments, but in all cases, physical therapy is highly recommended to get back into sport and activity. So to measure explosiveness, there's a couple ways to do this, those being the sergeant jump and the force platform. So between both of these measures, there really isn't a big discrepancy between the results as measured by a study of DeSales, which found a correlation coefficient of 0.99 in the height results. So we decided to go with the sergeant jump because of accessibility and feasibility. It's just easier for the participants who are UTA students just to go to the mat, perform the exercise test, and then head out. So hopefully this would take about 30 minutes or less. Moving on to the purpose. The purpose of the study was to find the effect of Achilles tendon rupture in athletic performance, and the null hypothesis was that there is no significant difference between athletes who have experienced an Achilles tendon rupture and athletes who have not, as measured by the sergeant jump test. So with the methods section here, we had 38 UTA students between the ages of 20 and 30, 15 males and 15 females. We had exclusion criteria as follows, and then each qualified subject did fill out a written consent form. Two groups were made. One was the non-ATR group, and the other was the ATR group. So a participant would come in, they would perform 5 to 8 minutes of warm-up with proper stretching, and they were shown proper form of the sergeant jump. Once they were ready, they performed 3 jumps, and only the highest jump was taken into data. So here in the right, you can see a Vertec jumping apparatus. And for demographic variables, they're pretty even across the board, no real discrepancies there. So we're moving to the results. We had a statistical procedure consisting of a one-way between groups measuring ANOVA. We had a F statistic of 18.717 and a p-value less than 0.000 and an alpha level set to 0.05. So here in this table, we can see the ATR group performs substantially lower than the non-ATR with 42.40 centimeters as the mean, and then the non-ATR group performed with 53.07 centimeters. So there was a significant difference here. The non-ATR group jumped considerably higher than the ATR group. So just wrapping this presentation up, our group believes that the recreational demographic could play a big role in this because some recreational athletes could just be content with getting back to their old exercise routine, while professional athletes need to be at their best level. That's their profession, that's how they earn a living. So we suggest that future studies should look at the difference in athletic performance between professional athletes who have not experienced an Achilles tendon rupture and those who have not. So an example would be basketball players. They perform a lot of changes of direction, a lot of jumping within a game. That wraps up our presentation. Thank you.